Hello there everyone and welcome to Crappy Reviews, home of no rules reviews. What does no rules reviews mean? It means whatever the hell I want it to mean. I pretty much do what I want, say what I want, like it or not. You don't have to watch it. If you watch it, cool. If not, then that's cool too. You know, subscribe, like, all that stuff if you want to, but at the end of the day, it's all my personal opinion, and take it for that. It's entertainment. There's no professional quality or anything here. It's just my own thoughts and opinion on games. On to today's title. I'm reviewing LittleBigPlanet 3 on the PlayStation 4. That's right, the new year is here, and I'm trying to find some games on the PS4 that are worthwhile. You know, some of you probably got a PS4 for Christmas, and so here we go. This game is also on the PS3 as well, so you got to keep that in mind. Now, the LittleBigPlanet series is actually one I actually enjoy quite a lot on the PS3 and actually on the Vita and the PSP as well, and it's kind of surprising to see Sony do a PS3 version in addition to the PS4 version because, you know, the PS4 is a console that hasn't really had a lot going on for it, and so the fact that this game was also on the PS3, I don't know, it was kind of confusing. They're both basically actually the same game. The usual developers of LittleBigPlanet is Media Molecule, and they were busy porting Tearaway to the PS4 from the Vita, I guess. And I guess they might be doing something else now, that Dreams game. So Sumo Digital stepped in and did the game, and now in the past they've developed Sonic and All-Star Racing, Forza Horizon 2 on the Xbox 360, and Outrun. So they've most basically done racing games in the past, but you know, they do have a certain amount of pedigree and things like that working with games. Now, graphically, I think that it looks slightly better than LittleBigPlanet 2 on the PS3. These games always look pretty good. Lots of textures and varieties to choose from and mess around with. You can basically create the kind of environments that you want in the game, but the basic ones for the story are all very well done. Now, one of the good things, and I guess bad things about LittleBigPlanet games are that they all look like LittleBigPlanet games. At a glance, there's not really a way to tell one from the other, but all look pretty good. There's no graphical issues per se, but there are some frame rate issues and some bugs that you should definitely be concerned about. I ran into quite a few bugs on this version, and I guess they're well-known bugs. I'm not sure if Sony's still patching these at this particular time, but there's some interesting bugs in this game. And again, for the graphical side, it looks good for a simple side-scrolling platformer. Now, the basic elements of LittleBigPlanet are back. Side-scrolling puzzle platforming that's done pretty well. Power-ups and new tools to help create different things and different worlds and your own creations. In addition to a story mode, there's obviously a great deal of user-created content to fall back on or to try and create for yourself. There's plenty of tutorials, but weird checkpoints in the story modes. To me, it seems like they are in odd places, which means if you die, you end up having to go back a lot further than I would have liked. There's over 70 new creation tools, which is cool if you're into that. To me, a lot of it seems very, very complicated. I just like playing the levels. I don't really like making them. There's multiplayer, and all the content from the previous games are usable in this version, which is actually a pretty damn cool thing to have. There's no use in trying to even sugarcoat that. Now, in the game, you traverse a new universe called Bunkum. There's a trio of baddies released on accident, and it's up to you and your cohorts to save the day. Now, the story itself is relatively short. You could beat it in probably under 6 hours, which is a bit of a letdown, but one positive thing is the game is fully voice cast this time around, which is really fun, and it's got a lot of that kind of dry British humor, so you have that to look forward to if you like that kind of thing. All in all, the lack of Media Molecule rings true. Sumo Digital does a fine fill-in job, but the game just seems a bit soulless and a tad of a cash grab, a la Gears of War Judgment or God of War Ascension. This is the 6th entry into the series as a whole, so maybe it's just because I've already played a ton of LittleBigPlanet over the past few years. Now, there's some insane difficulty spikes as well, and some of the creation tools are way too difficult to use, but it is a charming, cute game, and there's not a lot else out there for the PS4 at this particular time. So as far as exclusive goes, this might be one of the better ones, but you might be able to wait for a good sale. If you can get the game for $15-20, it's probably worth it, unless you're an absolute huge LittleBigPlanet fan. LittleBigPlanet 3 on the PlayStation 4 gets a okay 6 out of 10. Please remember to comment, rate, subscribe, and remember to rack it up. Thanks for watching. Crapgamer out.